Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 114 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we are starting in on step one of the IDEANCE process. This is the process that we came up with in January and we're going to use every month this year. And we're doing it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it teaches us that we can create our own processes and do what works for us. We can take any tool, we can create any tool, and then make it our own and use it to create the things that we want in our life. With respect to relationships this month, and we're going to look at this same process every month. And as we go through it and as we experience it, you'll figure out what steps work for you, what doesn't work for you. You might change what IDEANCE even stands for, or you might come up with your own acronym and you might make it a 4-step or a 5-step process instead of a 7-step process. It's all up to you to take the things that I share or anybody else shares with you and say, okay, does this fit me? Does this feel right for me? Am I going to implement and use this? And the way we figure out what works for us is by testing and tweaking and using it repeatedly to find out what does and does not work for us. So today, step one of the process is for is, which is super easy to remember, right? What is the current situation? What's going on with the relationship you selected to work with right now? I'm going to read Shannon's. Shannon sent me her information today. Remember, we're following Shannon all this year through each of the different areas and aspects of the life framework. We've done communication with her. We've done confidence with her. And now we're doing relationships. She's going through the IDEANCE process, working on making it her own. And she shares with us along the way what works and what doesn't work for her. And we're tweaking and testing along the way. I do the same thing with my relationship. This month, I am working on my relationship with my granddaughters. So I will sit down today, I will reflect, and I will ask myself, what's really going on? What's the present situation right now? What is it? What is my relationship with my granddaughters? I have 3 granddaughters. My relationship's slightly different with all of them. And then what's the area or areas that I want to emphasize being a better version of me in so that I can make those relationships better? Here's what Shannon had to say. Shannon sat down and did some reflecting, some honest reflecting, she told me. And she recognizes that although her relationship with her sister, she's doing her relationship with her sister, isn't really broken, it's become strained and shallow. It's not what it used to be when they were younger and when they were growing up together. And some of the things she acknowledged are infrequent and surface level conversations that lack emotional depth. Yeah, they talk often and frequently, but there's no substance to what they're talking about. Secondly, lingering resentments from past disagreements that were never resolved. She's got some things from the past that she resents her sister for and her sister resents her for. I got 3 sisters. I grew up with 3 sisters and an AFS sister, so I get this. There are things that have happened in the past that just never got resolved. We just, one or the other of us just let them go because we wanted to maintain the relationship. But they still, every once in a while, will niggle at us and eat away at us because they didn't get resolved at all. Number 3, she said, an unspoken sense of competition fueled by differing life choices and perceived judgments. Yeah, I can relate to that one too. And then finally, a growing gap between and due to their busy schedules, emotional fatigue, and assuming that the other person should make the first move. I don't know if I have that going on in my life, but I do know that we have always had a sense of competition, even though it's totally unspoken. I mean, we don't really compete, but we do compete. We're each other's best friends, but we also were super competitive. Some of us more so than others, and in different areas, in different fields, etc. I could tell you a whole bunch of stories about that. But she's noticed that there's just something that's off in their relationship, and she wants to improve that because her sister is really, really important to her. And so she knows that by identifying what the present situation is, she can move forward through the IDEANCE process. And by confronting the truths, even though it's hard, it's a foundation for healing. And so that's what she's doing. So what are we going to do today for our action item? We're going to sit down in our little handy dandy journal, and we're going to write the relationship on top of the page, and then I for what is the current situation, or just write down what is the current situation, what is the current story that I'm telling myself about this relationship, and then start asking yourself, well, is that my truth? Well, my truth is what counts, but what might her truth be, or the other person's truth, whoever you are, whatever relationship you're looking at and wanting to improve and wanting to work on. Any questions about this? You know what to do. You just message me, you direct message me, you call, you ask, etc. Because that's what I'm here for, is to help us to make this process our own. All right, have an awesome day. Figure out what is in your relationship. I'm going to do the same, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day.